Good evening, everyone. Welcome to week 2 of Final Score Friday. The cheerleaders from Patrick Henry have joined us tonight, back from the Patriots road game at Mills Godwin. We will get to that in just a few minutes. But we're going to start, though, with one of the area's oldest rivalries and a matchup that pretty much demands Game of the Week status each year, regardless of records.
This is true. Thomasdale and LC Bird have been facing off for over 40 years, and while the actual record between the two is nearly even, the Knights came into this matchup having won 6 of the last 7 in the series. Could they continue against an improved Skyhawk team ranked 5th in our high school coaches poll? In fact, Thomasdale in that stretch, they've won 5 in a row. Midway in the first, Knights up 3-0. Jason Wright will change things with his legs, and he is off to the races to hit his head on the goalpost. 75 yards for the score, point after good. Skyhawks up 7-3. Early in the second, Dale will use the ground game with Jaden Lane. A 4-yard touchdown run. Knights trailed, though, 14-13 at the break. Third quarter, Dale backed up near their own end zone, and Deshaun Williams will get Lane in the end zone for a safety. Skyhawks increased their lead to 16-14, but the Knights' dark zone defense would come up huge in the second half with 2 defensive touchdowns, the second of which was a scoop and score by Jonah Harris. Thomasdale outscored Bird 14-2 in the second half for a 27-16 win, their 6th straight in the Battle of Chester.
My biggest thing going into the night, I said it to a lot of people, can we get punched in the mouth and get back up and keep fighting? And I think we did. Nobody in the state believes we can win but us. So I'm going to take my 63 guys, and I'm going to keep believing that we can win each week.
Kept receipts, Lane.
Kept receipts. Out to the east end, where top-ranked Highland Springs hosted Phoebus. First ever meeting between these two programs. Phantoms came in on a 35-game winning streak. First quarter, they ran it right down the field, capped off by a Davian Roberts 1-yard touchdown run, and the Phantoms had a 7-0 lead. But they had trouble on special teams tonight. They forced Highland Springs to punt, but they muffed the punt. Springers recovered deep in Phantom territory, but the Phantom defense would stiffen from there. Here they sack quarterback Nelson Lane, and Highland Springs comes away with no points. Second quarter, Phoebus drives again. Tyree Diggs with an 8-yard touchdown run. 14-0 Phantoms at the half. Third quarter, Springers finally catch a break. More trouble on the punt return for the Phantoms. They fumble. Devin Simmons picks up and walks in 7 yards for the touchdown, but that's all they would get. Highland Springs falls at home 23-7. Phoebus extends their winning streak to 36 in a row.
Down to Dinwiddie, where the second-ranked Generals could be number 1 with the win. They hosted North Stafford. The Generals rolled up 113 points in the last 2 meetings in this series. However, they were only up 14-7 at the break. Third quarter, Dinwiddie up 1. Harry Dalton up top to a wide open McKeel Johnson. It's 21-13 Dinwiddie, now 21-19 Generals. Johnson down near the goal line. It would lead to a Dalton touchdown to make it 28-19. Generals win 35-25. We'll see how that changes in our coaches poll next week.
Out to the west end, where 9th-ranked Glen Allen hosted Massaponax. This was a 3-point Jaguar victory up in Fredericksburg last year. The Jags led at the half. Massaponax, though, comes back in the second half. Joe Saunders III with a touchdown run.
Rumbling.
Getting through the defense, dragging people with him, and then Ian Shook is going to find Saunders on the pitch and catch. They get to within 3, but they would get no closer. Nana Utsi for Glen Allen, holding the Panthers at bay with a pass here to David Fisher. The Jags hang on to win 17-14, and they start the season 2-0.
We head down to the 7-5-7. Number 10 Benedictine took on Western Branch. The Cadets won handily in Chesapeake last year. Big crowd on hand to see this matchup. Cadets were up 14-7 in the third, but the Bruins defense make a play. Jamari Parker jumps the route, comes up with the pick. He won't stop until he goes to the end zone. That cut the lead to 14-13 because the PAT was no good. Now Benedictine's defense will show up. Derek Cook in trouble in the end zone, gets swallowed up, loses the ball. Cadets recover. That will lead to a Riker Cook rushing touchdown 2 plays later that put Benedictine up 21-13. They avenge their season opening loss, and they get the victory on the road, 31-13 the final.
Same exact score as this game last year.
Take them to Vegas.
Back to the West End for Hermitage, hosting Henrico, the season opener for the Warriors, while the Panthers were trying to bounce back from a tough loss at Oscar Smith last week. Hermitage, Javante Utsi Going to go up top? I believe so. They might as well. The schools are right back-to-back. Touchdown pass here to Kim Tiller coming up. Wide open behind the defense, and Hermitage has an early 7-0 lead. Then Erlante Winston with a touchdown run. Coming up, well, this is going to be a defensive stop. Oh, Erlante Winston there for Henrico as he runs down. That's Darren Williams on a long run, then Lavelle Winston to Tyson Gunter, but Henrico would not be able to get in the end zone. Panthers defense comes up big all night as they get the 30-12 victory. Still to come, plenty more scores and highlights as we roll you through week 2 of Final Score Friday. Stay with us.